Okay, so Manchester United had a very big summer, signed plenty of players, spent an awful lot of money. Despite that, there's no doubt that there's several areas in the squad where we are still lacking. We're looking today at three players who can help to fill the holes in the squad that'll help benefit Ten Hag, that'll make us into a better team. So let's get into it, stick around for all three, and let me know what you think in the comments. So Manchester United need a goal scorer, and this man is the perfect goal scorer for Ten Hag's system. Ivan Toney, 10 Premier League games, 8 goals and 3 assists. Absolutely fantastic start this season. Manchester United are struggling with the ball in the back of the net. Martial, we can't depend on his fitness. Ronaldo has come into the season without a pre-season, and he remains our only recognised striker. We've seen Rashford try it there, we've tried false nines, and I think it's time that Manchester United go out, we buy a proper striker, a proper goal scorer, and this man is absolutely perfect for the system that Ten Hag wants to play. So throughout his time at Ajax, as we know, Ten Hag typically played with a number 9. He typically played with a big centre forward. We did see Tadic played there originally, but Ten Hag even used the likes of Klaas Jan Huntelaar, and we definitely saw Sebastian Haller as well at Ajax last season performing the role of a target man number 9 to hold the ball up and bring others into play, and this is perfect for Ivan Toney's game plan. So Toney has had a great start to the season, obviously, as we've already discussed. 8 goals in 10 matches, absolutely fantastic return. The guy looks great this season. He looked great last year, and he's improving year on year. He's still young. He's 26 years old. He's coming into his prime, and if we're going to make a move for the guy, it has to be either in January or next summer, because somebody else is going to come in and get him. He'll go for a big fee. He'll be an expensive purchase, but he'll be a worthwhile purchase with Premier League experience leading a line in the Premier League, which is something that's absolutely invaluable to Ten Hag. It's something that we need, and Ivan Toney will be an absolutely fantastic signing for us to bring in either in January or more likely next summer. So bringing Toney in will obviously give us extra dimensions. He will allow for an aerial presence in the box. We can see he's winning 3 aerial duels per game, which is absolutely fantastic. He's winning headers, he's scoring headers. This is something we don't have. You only have to look to our most recent match. You only have to look at Rashford's missed header in the last minute. This is something that Toney would have been burying. Toney is that guy. He could be the guy for Ten Hag, and we have to go out, we have to back our manager and get his man, and this here is the guy to do it. This is the guy to put the ball in the back of the net for Eric Ten Hag's Manchester United. So up next is going to be one of the best young midfielders in all of Europe. It's Enzo Fernandez from Benfica, an absolutely fantastic prospect. This is a guy who Ralf Rangnick recommended we signed last January. We could have got him from River Plate, we could have got him for a smaller fee, but we didn't. This shows the lack of planning in United's transfer strategy. This shows that we aren't as active as what we should be when it comes to looking at these types of players. Enzo Fernandez this season has been one of the best midfielders in all of Europe. He averages 109 passes per game. That is absolutely fantastic. Best in all of Europe. He's completing 8.3 long passes per game. Look at Benfica's most recent Champions League performance. Enzo Fernandez put up 125 passes and 25 accurate long balls. This is a guy who is going places. He has all action. He is box to box. He will cover every blade of grass. He's good defensively. Elite on the ball. Absolutely fantastic. He knows what goal is as well. 3 goals from 17 matches for a deeper midfielder. It's a really good return. He could be getting more assists. He is creating chances, and he is a player at 21 who has so much potential. He has so much ability. This is a guy who Ten Hag can take, he can mould, he can make him into the perfect player for his system. He's got all the attributes. He's got the work rate, he's got the tenacity, he's got the passion, the enthusiasm, and he's got a point to prove. This guy's 21 and he wants to be moving on from Benfica. He only joined in the summer, but Benfica are a stepping stone club for young players coming from South America to make it into the major clubs of Europe, the elite clubs of Europe. Every top club in Europe is looking at this guy. City are looking at him. Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool, PSG, Real Madrid, Barcelona, you name it, they're in for this guy. And we need to beat them to it. We need to be proactive, not reactive. We have to go after this guy. We have to get him. He is absolutely perfect for Ten Hag's system. This guy could be one of the top young players in all of European football within the next 6 to 12 months. We could be talking about this guy on a similar level to what we were talking about, the likes of Camavinga, Giamini, before they went to Real Madrid, before they got their big moves. Get this guy from Benfica. He will cost. We could have had him for less. It's the exact same as a player like Moses Caicedo, who would have been great for us as well. We could have got him from South America, but we're not proactive enough in the market, and that has been our downfall time and time again. But Manchester United need to go out and break the bank for this guy. He could be absolutely fantastic. We've seen him do it in Champions League. He's doing it in the Portuguese League. This guy could be one of the top young players, and we need to be going after him. We need to be getting players like this before they go to the likes of Dortmund. Benfica are a selling club. But they will sell to the likes of Dortmund. They'll sell to those talent-producing clubs. So this guy might cost 40 million now. If he goes to the likes of Dortmund or an Ajax, we're looking at paying 80 million for this guy in 2-3 years' time when he's one of the best in the world. And this is a model that we need to move away from. We need to be better in the market, and this is how we start, by getting this guy out of Benfica, putting him in midfield. You'll have seen online, there's no doubt about it, we have struggled without Christian Eriksen in our team this season. Fred has started 5 matches this season in the Christian Eriksen role. We have lost 3, drew 1, and we won 1 match, which is 1-0 at home against Ammonia. That is not the level we need for Ten Hag's system. This guy will be such an upgrade on Fred. He can challenge Christian Eriksen. He'll give us more depth, more quality, which is something we are sorely lacking. We've got to the point now where we have to play one of, if not both, Bruno and Eriksen every single match. If we get a guy like this in, you can rest them, you can play him, you'll have more competition for places, more rotation, and that's going to make a better squad, a healthier squad with more competition and more drive, and players really need to start upping their game, because there's players at the minute who are starting week in, week out for us, who, make no mistake about it, are starting because there's nobody else fit. And if we get somebody like this, bring him into the team, he could be absolutely perfect. He'd be a great foil for Casemiro. At 6, he would play the similar type role that you've seen Toni Kroos play at Real Madrid, like you see Luka Modric play. That means that Casemiro can focus on what he's really, really good at, and that's breaking up the ball and not having to be the hub, the central hub of passing for the entire team. Casemiro's currently putting up 80-90 passes per match. If we have Fernandes beside him, he's going to put up similar numbers. Casemiro can focus on doing jobs on the most dangerous players of the opposition, and it's going to make us a stronger and better team for it. And last but certainly not least is going to be Diogo Costa from Porto. Age 23, Diogo Costa has become the number 1 for Porto. He's pushing for the number 1 jersey for Portuguese national team. Great young goalkeeper, modern goalkeeper, great sweeper, fantastic distribution. The guy has 9 clean sheets in 17 matches this season and 2 assists already. For a goalkeeper, this is great. It shows his ability to get the ball, claim, find his man. This is something that Diogo Costa excels at. We've seen it midweek. We've seen him in the Champions League doing this for Porto. He saved the penalty in the same match. Diogo Costa is averaging 6.9 long passes per game. These are successful passes, and that's out of 37 passes, and that's why his pass accuracy is 68%. In terms of short passes, it's a lot higher. The guy is the perfect modern day goalkeeper. We could be looking at perhaps one of the best young goalkeepers in European football, certainly up and coming. Porto will be a selling club. They'll sell for a high enough fee. We know this already, but this guy could be the man to replace David De Gea long term. De Gea has been a great servant for United, 500 games now, but we all know David De Gea's weaknesses. We all know that he isn't a great distributor, that he fails to come off his line adequately. He's never been particularly proficient at saving penalties, and Diogo Costa is all of those things and more. This guy is age 23 now. For a goalkeeper, it's very, very young. You could be looking at another 10 years of this guy being amongst the top goalkeepers in all of Europe. This could be the man long term to replace De Gea. He'd be perfect for Ten Hag's system. We at United have been playing the lowest back line in the entire Premier League. Systematically, this is broken because Ten Hag demands a high line, and we can't be playing a low line. And we are playing the low line for one reason, and that's David De Gea. It's his inability to sweep up. It's his inability to clear his own zone and come out, claim the ball, come out and sweep up behind. We see the likes of Ederson do this for City. We see Manuel Neuer do it for Bayern. We see Alisson do it for Liverpool. And Aaron Ramsdale does it very, very well for Arsenal. If we're going to play a high line, we need a goalkeeper who sweeps up, because otherwise a simple ball from the opposition, from their own half, from their own penalty box, is going into no man's land. There will be a big space between our back line and our goalkeeper, and this is something that a sweeper keeper like Diogo Costa will be able to resolve. This is something that he will bring to the team. He'll bring that ability to sweep up and clear up the danger before it actually becomes apparent. I always remember Manuel Neuer when he first came onto the scene. People were asking, why is this guy coming out of his box? Why is he sweeping up his own half of the pitch? Keepers like De Gea always were in fashion, a great shot stopper, and he does have great attributes. But what the issue is with De Gea is his inability to sweep up. Manuel Neuer is the prototype goalkeeper for this generation of football. He is the goalkeeper that his template, his style is what the modern keeper has to aspire to, and this is something that Diogo Costa does very well. I'm not saying Diogo Costa is on Manuel Neuer's level, but he's in that mould, and that's what we need. We need players to fit the system. I always believe firmly that no matter how good a player is, if he isn't a great fit for the system, then there's a better player out there. Football is a game of individuals, but it's a game of team. It's a team game, and if we have a team that functions well and a system that functions well, we'll be a much, much better team for it. And Diogo Costa is the kind of guy who can let Erik ten Hag's system flourish at United. It'll get us further up the pitch. We'll retain more possession in dangerous areas. We'll start creating more chances, and this solely comes from having a keeper who pushes up. Arguably, the goalkeeper is becoming the most important position in football at the minute, certainly with the fullbacks. There's no doubt in my mind that Diogo Costa could be the guy for United, and I think he'd be a fantastic signing for us, and I think he is a signing that we need to make before he moves on to bigger and better things, before somebody else comes into him. And yeah, I mean, if we get Costa, we get Fernandes, and we get Ivan Toney, that's a great window. That is a great strengthening of our squad. That'll mean that Ten Hag, instead of having 5 players he's brought in, he's now brought in 8, and we'd like to see more. We want to see a whole squad of Ten Hag's players in his mould, players who he wanted, and when we do that, we'll really start to see the best of Manchester United under Erik ten Hag. We'll see the team that we thought we were going to have. We'll see a team that will be successful, that will challenge for titles, and yeah, this is the foundations of that team. We start by strengthening the middle of the pitch through our goalkeeper, through our midfield, through our striker, and once we do that, we'll be a better team for it, and yeah, we'll start to advance up the league table, and you'll really, really start to see Manchester United look a threat again, look a force again, and these are the 3 players who, in my opinion, can enable us to do that. So yeah, 3 players just about scratches the surface of what United need. Ten Hag has had 5 players brought in for him so far, plus Martin Dubravka. If we get 3, that is a total of 8. We can have 8 players on the pitch at any one time who are in Ten Hag's mould, who are a Ten Hag player, and that will benefit us immeasurably. Should we sign these players? Should we start to really buy into Ten Hag's philosophy, back the manager? I think we'll be a much, much better team for it. We've seen it at Ajax. We know what this guy can do. We've seen glimpses of it this season, but our system doesn't work on several levels. These 3 players will help to enable us move up the pitch, help us sweep up behind, and have better distribution from our goalkeeper. With Enzo Fernandez, we'll have a midfielder who is averaging 109 passes in the Portuguese and the Champions League this season. A ball-playing midfielder, all action, up and down the pitch. A massive upgrade on Fred will allow us to play Eriksen further up. Means we can see rotation with Bruno Fernandes, which we haven't seen. And yeah, Enzo Fernandez would be great, and there's no doubt in my mind that Ivan Toney could be the perfect striker for Ten Hag. He works his socks off, he's big, he's physical, aggressive, fast, but that's just the tip of the iceberg with Toney. He is quality. The guy knows where the back of the net is. He's got great link-up play. He is such good feet for a big guy, and yeah, I mean, he is very much in the mould of Sebastian Haller, in the mould of Klaas-Jan Huntelaar, and he could be the perfect man to lead the line for United. and he'll bring us so many benefits. We can hit long balls to Tony, we can get him in behind, he can spin his man, he can beat his man, he can hold his man off, he can bring others into play. He is such a multi-dimensional player. He isn't just this big lumbering brute that sometimes he's made out to be. Tony is a quality player, and he'd be perfect for Ten Hag's system. So yes guys, if you have enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe if you're new. This is our first transfer review, our first scouting video. So yeah, give us a like, give us a follow if you like the content we have here. We're going to bring many more of these. I will of course look at any player linked to United, look at serious links and do videos of this nature for them. I think it's important as a channel that we are able to cover players that we should be bringing in, that we are analysing their strengths, their weaknesses, and yeah, there'll be many more of these videos made. Of course, Manchester United are linked to every player in world football. But yeah, if you have enjoyed it, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one for the Spurs preview tomorrow. Alright guys, thank you.